guys? Welcome back to Lavendaire. Today I decided to switch up the background. It's just a different angle from my living room, but I'm doing another June favorites, highlights, and lessons video. Please let me know if you're enjoying this highlights, lessons, favorites series because I'm considering ending it, maybe just doing it like every quarter because it just doesn't seem to do well on my channel. So let me know what you think down below if there's any way I can make it more interesting for you guys. But a quick highlight from June is I went to VidCon and I got to meet a bunch of creators, and it was amazing to meet people and not realize that they knew who I was too. It's kind of like, oh my god, and like we both watched each other's videos. This happened with Amanda Rach Lee. She makes bullet journaling and art videos on YouTube. I also got to meet two of my idols in person. The first one is Michelle Phan. She did a talk at VidCon, and this year with my badge I could go backstage to where the speakers were hanging out, so I got to like actually meet her in person, and it was so cool because like we kind of have been like watching each other's Insta stories, kind of replying to each other, but like I didn't really know that she knew who I was. It wasn't confirmed until I met her and she recognized me, and I was such a dork. Like I had to make sure, I'm like, you know me, right? Like Lavendaire. And then she's like, yeah. And so I had like a fangirl geeking out moment just meeting her, and I really didn't ask her many questions. In hindsight, like I should have prepared something cool to ask because I was just like tongue-tied. I think when I meet people I admire, I'm just like, I'm happy and I don't know what to say, and that's it. I also got to meet shameless Maya Washington, who I love. Before I started my channel, Maya's channel was the only channel that I found that meshed like beauty and fashion with self-empowerment, because she was all about like being shameless and being confident, and I really hadn't seen anyone else talk about those topics like that. So she kind of inspired me when I was starting Lavendaire. So it was really cool to meet Maya as well. VidCon was just an amazing opportunity to meet people that I look up to and respect, and it was just really cool. I also got the opportunity to go to San Francisco and do a workshop at LinkedIn. So I got to get a tour of the LinkedIn office. My workshop was on time management and productivity hacks, and I'll list some of the videos below that I based the workshop off of. Basically like how to make time for everything you want to do, and just like productivity tips that I've shared before in my videos. But it was really cool to see the tech scene, to see how people work at LinkedIn. It's like completely different from my lifestyle, obviously, because I work from home. Honestly, it was a pretty short trip. I was like in and I was out. All right, so moving on to my favorites from the month. The first one I shared on my stories on Instagram. It's a book called The Inner Sky by Stephen Forrest. This is a book on astrology. It's a book on learning the language of astrology, learning how to read the birth chart. So for those of you who aren't aware, everybody is born at a specific time and location, and there is like a map of the planets, where the sun is, where the moon is, where you're born, and astrology believes that there is meaning in that map. So depending on where the sun, the moon, the planets are located, there's different like personality traits, there's a different like life purpose, areas of growth for this person. And yes, it's not exactly like scientific, because astronomy is the study of anything in space, the physical matter of like how it actually functions, but astrology is the study of the meaning, the symbolism behind like how we see what's in space. So it's just really fun for me. In this case, I think I followed my curiosity because I've been reading self-help and business books, and although yes, they're helpful, sometimes I do get bored of them. Sometimes it's a little redundant, or sometimes it's just not what's sparking my curiosity and my interest right now. So I was just like looking through my Goodreads, searching up like what books would be good to read next, and I somehow found this book and I love it. It's actually written a long time ago, like in the 80s, so I think some of the examples might be a little dated, but it gives a really, really great foundation for understanding how to read the birth chart in astrology, what all the planets mean, what all the houses mean. And I really, really love the writer of the book. I think he has a very poetic, artful way of writing, a very like logical way as well, because he writes for the skeptics. So he kind of like walks you through like, okay, if you don't believe this, like here's a reason why it still helps you. It might still help you to use astrology for this and that. Anyway, I am obsessed with a book and I have been like studying. Basically, I'm learning this new language and I'm so excited about it. Moving on, I have some skincare favorites for you. I did a little shopping on Soko Glam for some new Korean skincare because I was really looking for like a new sunscreen. So this one I just got and I really like. It's the Neogen sunscreen. It's SPF 50 PA with 3 plus signs. I'll post a link below to a video about sunscreens and what all of these letters and plus signs mean. That video really got me like, oh my God, I have to start wearing sunscreen every day, even when I'm indoors. So now even when I'm indoors and there's daylight, like I'm wearing sunscreen just because I need to take care of my skin. I'm getting to that age where I am really taking care of everything. And also like I enjoy trying new skincare products. I personally love skincare a lot more than makeup. I just love it. I can layer on skincare products. Like I could be very extra with it just because it's so fun for me. If you're curious, another sunscreen that I love are the sunscreens by Brea, the Asian ones. They're just the perfect consistency. This one's a little more watery and it's just so light. Like you put it on, it doesn't feel like you have any thick layer on at all. It's just like, it works really well that way. So the next favorite that I picked up is this new cleanser. I don't know, I think it's called Clavu. It's a pearl cleanser. It smells so good. All you need is like a little pump the size of a pearl, and it is a foaming type cleanser. So I'll first use an oil-based cleanser to take off the makeup, and then I'll go in with the foam cleanser. And if I have time, I'll use like the Foreo, the scrubby thingy, to like scrub my face, but sometimes I just use my fingers. Lastly, I have this all-in-one concentrate by Ven. This was gifted to me and it's essentially an all-in-one. Like you don't have to put on all the layers of skincare, and you just need this one product, which is why it is priced on the expensive side, but it's supposed to like replace your whole skincare regimen. Like it's all you need is this one bottle. I love that the brand focuses a lot on science and research and development. So if you look at their website, which I'll link below, they have so much detail on the research going into why they put each ingredient into this product, what each ingredient does. And I really love the transparency. I love the information because sometimes you just don't even know what's in your skincare products. So the only caveat with this bottle was I literally feel like I've only used it for a month and it's already run out. Like literally it's empty. I wish I had more. Like there's no more and I'm so sad about it. Yeah, it runs out fast, so just an FYI, but it is like really amazing. Lastly, there was a documentary that really inspired me. It's on Netflix and it's called The First Monday of May. It's basically the documentary about the Met Gala that is organized by Vogue and the Met Museum in New York. I loved it just because it was gorgeous. You see the behind the scenes of how they throw this giant party. This is like the biggest fashion event. I love everything about art, the creative process, and social movements, social narratives. So I was just really like enamored with this documentary. It just like inspired me. I don't know if it inspired me to do anything specific, but it was just like, wow, that's so cool. So if you like beautiful things, if you like the creative process, check out that documentary. Alrighty, that's it for my June highlights, lessons, and favorites. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, let me know your feedback down below if I should continue the series or make it quarterly, or I mean, I'll still have to decide after this episode, but I'm trying to revamp my channel in a way to be more creative with my storytelling visually and like narratively with the videos instead of just like sitting down and explaining something. I really want to be able to give better examples and actually make it into a story so that it's more interesting, so that it doesn't feel like you're taking a class, but more you're like watching a movie, not exactly movie, but you know, something a little bit higher level, a little bit more interesting than what I've been doing. So I do have to push myself creatively, and it does take more effort to plan and come up with ideas that are better instead of doing like a lazy, easy video. I want to push myself to like try new things creatively. So that's where I'm trying to go with Lavendaire, and I'm really grateful for you guys to be here with me. If you're at this point watching this part of the video, you're one of my loyal viewers. So I love you so much. Have a beautiful day and a beautiful summer. I will see you in the next one. Bye.